Hey, good evening, everybody. In case y'all don't know who I am, I go by the name of Trillionaire Chuck. Basically, I'm on here to explain to you all the Heartbeat Arena podcast that's coming out in the year 2024. And so, one of the things we'll be covering is, of course, fashion, sports, and relationship topics and stuff like that. Giving sound advice on, hey, how to keep your spouse, basically. And so I'm gonna do lives Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, just engaging with the audience, and questions you could ask me anything, and it's gonna be like more content created, like extra bonus features. I'll talk about my life, college experiences, relationship experiences, all that good stuff that most of y'all are gonna have questions for and ask and everything like that. And so today I'm gonna talk about one of my experiences, and it involves when I was dating this woman that was like she was about, I want to say, 10 years older than me. And so how it happened was I was doing a Cutco presentation. So kitchen cutlery and stuff, I was the one that was going to the houses and trying to sell you this Galaxy set or this homemaker set. And so that was one of the things. So I got her through a referral, and I came over. And mind you, I had on like a long sleeve blue collar shirt with a tie, some dress pants, dress shoes, and stuff like that. And we're at our table in the living room. I'm going over the presentation. I'm showing her the knives and everything of that nature, right? And so I gave her the booklet. She ends up buying the Galaxy set because you could do payments. It was like no credit check or nothing. You just put the down payment on, and then you do the monthly payment as that goes on. And so one of the things that happened was that I ended up getting her number, of course, and she dared me. She was like, "You ain't gonna come back and cook and all this stuff." And around that time, I was eating pork, so I was like, "Well, I'll cook you some pork chops or whatever." And so that's what I did. I came back actually 2 days later, and I was in the kitchen. I was cooking. And I told her basically, "Go sit down somewhere." Like, yeah, you go sit down. Like, I got this. And mind you, though, she's just sitting back in amazement, like, and stuff like that. She ain't never seen this before. And so in the midst of me cooking and stuff like that, I was cooking, I think, pork chops, some white rice, and some lima beans, I believe. So it was pretty good. Like, it was pretty good. And I gave it to her, and we was eating, and she was talking about how good it was and everything like that. And around that time, so you gotta remember, the year I want to say is 2011, 2012, because because I had got done um, coming back home from Leslie because of a whole basketball grant issue. What I mean by that is I was promised more scholarship money and grant money, and I didn't get that, so therefore I wasn't able to go back my senior year at Leslie University to finish out my basketball season, which we'll talk about later on down the line. And so what happened was that I was doing the Cutco thing. So fast forward back to what we was just talking about. So I'm cooking for her. She's eating the food. She's liking everything. She's drinking absolute vodka and stuff like that, right? So okay, now she does a little on my neck and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, um, go back in the room with her, right? Go go back in the room with her, and got proceed to, like what's happening and did what I did and stuff. Then after that, we was just kicking in and talking and stuff like that. And next thing you know, I was feeling her. I'm not gonna lie, I was feeling her, and I didn't mind the age gap and stuff. But she had kids, and what's crazy was, you know, I'm around her oldest daughter's age at that time, and it's like I must have been. I think I was older than her oldest daughter by like 3 years, three or 4 years. So and then she had a younger daughter, and then a son. So it was like mad crazy. It was like, yo, what are you? I know what y'all saying. Like, what are you doing, messing with this older person? Well, back then, like I said, I was drawn into it because of the fact of the conversations that we had. Every time we kicked it, it was fun. It was all laughs and giggles and stuff. Sex was good, so yeah. But then things, of course, started changing. I started because I was telling her like, I wanted to go back and pursue my basketball career. So I was like, well, I want to go back and finish hooping, but I wanted to get my degree in business management as well. And so I found another school out there and on the East Coast in Boston, Newberry College, and so I had picked up a job at AT&T, and I would do door to door sales. And of course, she ended up getting the service because of me. But I was doing that for a time period, and so be outside knocking on door to door like, oh, hold on. You know, Hi, this is Charles with AT&T. Just want to let you know, next a couple of weeks you'll be seeing our trucks in the area. A few of your neighbors are gonna get AT&T U-verse, so we're just walking around letting people know about it and be like, "Have you heard of us?" That was the pitch. So that was the pitch, and we used to have to walk around for hours, like 8 hours, just trying to get a sale and stuff. And so she was okay with me doing that and stuff like that. Like I was helping her out with the bills and stuff because at that particular time I was staying with my mom before I had moved in with her because me and my dad at the time had gotten into a fight. And after that argument, I was like, man, I'm out of here. Fuck all this. So I dipped. I left. And she was okay with me moving in and stuff like that. Like we went through a lot of ups and downs together. So like when the down part, which was our rough time together, was like when she was living with the slumlord because she was renting out of the house, but the landlord skipped town. And in the midst of him skipping town, his name was in the water bill. And so with that being said, when she was trying to pay the water bill, we like, well, how can we pay this water bill? And the people at the particular time in Markham, they were like, well, hey, you can't pay because it's not your name. And she couldn't get it switched to her name without his authority. And so what ended up happening was her water got shut off. So she was like, but she thought I was gonna leave because of that. And I'm like, I stuck it out with her. I felt that was the coward thing to do, to just dip out because what I'm saying, the water stuff got cut off and stuff like that. And I'm like, I ain't finna dip out on that and stuff like that. Like, nah, what type of man would I be to leave on when you at your, well, what was considered the low point? And so we had to do like little wash ups and stuff like that for a minute until we moved into my new place out there and still in Markham. No, it was Harvey at the time. Nice. It was an okay neighborhood. Still, if you don't know Harvey, then Harvey is kind of bad. But nonetheless, we are up in there, and then things just started changing after the move because I got accepted at Newberry. I started when I was in college. I was doing my thing and stuff. And the next time I go live, I'll talk about some of college experiences and stuff like that. Like that, it gets kind of wild with those stories and stuff. So things start changing. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was the insecurities that set in and stuff. But I'm doing my thing. I'm in college and stuff like that. Actually, out there, I went to a college party. I think it was the soccer house uh, party or whatever. So for those that ain't never been to colleges, it's like so depending on the school you at, you got the soccer house, you got the baseball house, and so when you're at those parties can get a lot of crazy. Of course, it's like a lot of drinking, a lot of beer pong playing, and stuff like that. And so I'm chilling with my friend Prada, from CT. Or those that don't know what CT means, that's Connecticut. He's from Connecticut. So I'm chilling with him, right? He's next thing you know, he's talking to some girls. He in a corner somewhere. I'm talking to my classmates, Jasmine and her friend. So we just talking about school and all the stuff. We talking about the party. We're just hanging out. And no, I forget. It wasn't Jasmine. It was someone else. I can't think of her name at the moment. But it'll come back to me. But anyways, and next thing you know, Prada's getting into a fight. So I'm like, excuse me, ladies. So I hit her with the, excuse me, ladies. Go over there and go assist. Like I'm not finna let my man's over here get beat up on. Shit like that. And so I'm over there. I'm beating. I jump in the fight. I get the fucking dude up, and then his man's grab my shoulder, and so I turn. I pushed him. I get back to beating dude ass. I'm like we brawling in this thing basically. We boom boom. He grabbed me again. I pushed him off again. So I'm boom boom boom. Buddy, man's grabs me again, trying to get me off his boy. So by the time he does that, I'm like, look, man, you can get these hands too. And he's like, no, 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 no. He's like, whoa, wait a minute, no, no, sir, no, no. I'm just trying to stop the fight. That's all, I'm just trying to stop the fight. And I was like, oh, okay. So by that time, everybody, the party had stopped because of that situation, and eventually, of course, kick us out the damn party. Even though we didn't start the party, we got kicked out, the party and stuff like that. So when I make it back to my dorm, I'm telling her like, man, you won't believe what just happened. I was in a fight at this party. She gets mad. Now, mind you, at this point, I'm in Boston, right? In Boston, she's still in Chicago. She's still in Harvey, whatever, right? So I'm like, she's like, you out there fighting and stuff. You out there fighting and stuff like that. I was like, my friend, I'm at that particular time. I thought I was doing right because I'm like, man, my friend he was in a fight. Like I can't just sit there and watch him get whooped. What type of friend would I be? And she didn't see it like that. She saw it as me fighting. I could have got kicked out because of the fight and everything like that. So I was like, okay, fine, babe, I won't, do it no more. And so as me going, I would go home for breaks and stuff like that. So when I went home for breaks, me and her would hang out. We would, catch up on a lot of stuff and everything like that. But things started changing. And so when things started changing, she started joining this little Facebook group or whatever. And so that really didn't sit right with me. It didn't sit right with me because I'm like, why do you feel like you gotta be half naked on Facebook? Like for these groups. Like what I mean by that is she's showing like herself titties and with a bra on and her ass cheeks with her panties on and shit like that. She's like, that's what you do in the group. You post the stuff. That's what you're supposed to do. You stay active. That's one of the things. I'm like, so why do you feel you need that? I think at that particular time she was just like real insecure about herself, and she felt like I was advancing in life, and she was like stagnant. And so, what ended up happening was, of course we're fighting. Now we're fighting over this this issue. Now, had to happen at today's time, like as of now, no, I'm like, nah. All right, you want to do that? Cool. Delete me, block my number, don't call this phone no more. I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy the rest of your life. Because I don't need my woman showing all, stuff that's only meant for me to see. So, but at that particular time, and I'm trying to deal with it. I'm like, okay, cool, fine, whatever. This is okay, whatever. And you know, after that, I go back. So I go back to college. I go back to Newberry, and I'm finishing up my junior year, whatever. And she gets mad because of something I posted on social media, which, by the way, made me like my friend to this day. She won't even talk to me because of this situation, because she called, she's upset, she thinks I'm messing around. I'm like, I ain't messing around. What are you talking about? She's like, who's the girl who you posted on? I was like, she asked me a question about what to make for dinner, and I was like, curry chicken. You should cook curry chicken. She was like, you think so? I was like, yeah. And it was a comment to a post, so she got really upset about that. She was like, delete the bitch, delete the bitch. I'm like, for what? So, delete the bitch. I'm like, oh my gosh. Mind you, she's about 10 years older than me with these insecure problems. I'm like, fine, all right. And so I catch her up talking to somebody. And I'm like, who is this? And blah, blah, blah. And she's like, that ain't me. That ain't me. Like denying it. I'm showing her the pictures and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I come to you, if I catch you cheat, you're better off just saying, yeah, that's me. Yeah, I did it. Than trying to hide it. Because again, I'm going to find out. I'm going to know about it. Now, again, back then, I was like, woe is me, because I'm thinking I'm living in this fantasy world. Like, okay, once I'm done with college, I'm going to go overseas, and then me and her going to be together. We're going to get married. Yes, actually, I thought about marriage with this person. Don't ask me why. I did, because I was feeling her at the time. I loved her. But it ended off very bad. Like, I kept catching her and stuff like that, and now that's what she finally want to confess and say, yeah, me and her and this dude been messing around. And so I'm like, it hurt. I was upset, pissed, all that stuff like that. I'm talking going through it. And so my roommates, I was living in the dorm with my roommates at the time, blah blah blah. And after the breakup, she still kept calling, like trying to be cool, trying to be friends. I don't want to be your friend. Fuck you. I'm hurt. Like, you lied to me about being with this person and all this stuff, and you trying to blame it on me like it was my fault. Like I was the one fucking around. No, you were. And so she was bold. I kid you not. She was really, really bold. And she was like, well, I'm still gonna come to your graduation. This is like 2015, and a lot went on within 2015. So before the breakup, my dad had passed away due to lung cancer and bronchitis, and so she was there when it all happened, when I came back home for spring break. So I'm like devastated and hurt, because those that don't know, me and my dad didn't have a good relationship in the beginning, uh, when I was younger. When I got to college, that's when our relationship was like getting better. We were uh I could talk to him about anything. And he would give me his best advice and everything as a man. And so when he left, I remember his last words and stuff like that, and it was a real heartbreaking experience for me. And so fast forward from that, to now me and her are broken up, and now it's like, damn. Mind you, it hurt me because I was with her when, remember, the water was, she had no running water 2011. So me and her was together for like 3 years. Yeah, about 3 or 4 years, 3 or 4 years, one of the two. And I stayed with you through your tough times. But most dudes would have been like, man, I'm out of here. And so that's kind of hurt in a way. And so what ended up happening was, after the breakup, after the tears and all the other stuff, I had to pick myself up. Like, all right, fuck it. I had to, dust my shoulders off. All right. And so I had to remind myself, wait, I'm in college. So all the women that wanted me, now I could go get. Man, I was a terror out there. What? You talk, hey, you, come on, let's go down. Now, she done unlocked the beast and everything like this. Now I'm just on a tear now, because now, I'm not with no one no more. Now I could sleep with whomever, do whatever. And when it got close to graduation, she talking about she was gonna come. Her place gets raided. Actually, it's funny because she got kicked out. She was like, someone ran up in her stuff, took whatever $5,000 that was under her mattress or whatever. I don't know what the hell she was doing. I don't know if she was still selling dope, or her and dude selling dope together. Whatever. Her house gets ran into, right? And mind you, half of my stuff is still there, y'all. And one of the things that was there was my dad's ashes. So all that get tossed out. So she got evicted because the sheriffs was there. They threw her stuff out in the street. It was snow on the ground. And so half of my clothes, my dad's ashes, and a little cross that my mom had made for me and my brothers and the immediate family, that's gone. So I literally have nothing to hold on to for my dad, because after his wake, because he got cremated. So after that, that was gone. And so it made me not like her, almost to the point, yeah, like I hated her. Like, why did I even do this? And so after that, she studied, want to call and be like, well, you ain't got to worry about me coming to your graduation. I'm like, you wasn't invited no way, because it was only invite only at Newberry. You can only invite up to a certain amount of members. She's like, I would have came, fuck you. Now she's trying to get tough. She's getting emotional. I'm like, you with this whole man, like, yo, I'm out the picture now. I don't want nothing to do with you. And so she goes on to, keep on finding ways to contact me. I gotta tell y'all, she was persistent. Like, I'm talking emailing. I'm already blocked on the book, so she blocks me, and then all of a sudden, a few years down the line, I found out she unblocked me. So now it's like, well, I'm not gonna friend you. And she's still reaching out to me on LinkedIn, like, hey, happy such and such. And I'm like, what's wrong with you? Like, ain't you married? You a whole married woman. Why are you trying to come back in my life? Nah, I don't want you. Stay over there. No, you doing you. So it's like, let me live. And so, yeah, after that, graduated. Then after that, didn't hear from her no more. And that was the beauty of it, because it was like, going through that part in life, thinking someone was for me, and then they wasn't. And so it was one of those things. Like, as I look back on it, as we talk about relationships on the podcast and stuff coming up, that's one of the things, me and my co-host Rio, we're gonna talk about, you know, experiences and stuff like that. And as I sit back and I look at it, and it's like, okay, now I'm like, that's a lesson learned. I know what I like and don't like within women. And again, this isn't gonna be the first. This ain't gonna be the last, because it's plenty of stories I got to tell y'all. So y'all gonna be getting the good stuff. Like when I go live on the channel, make sure you guys subscribe to it so you can get the notifications. Cause I'm telling you, I'm gonna tell it all of what happened and everything like that. And then on the show, we're gonna highlight some of the topics in the relationship once we finish up the fashion segment and the sports segment. We're gonna talk about the relationship tips, what's going on in a relationship world, and what we're seeing now versus back then and stuff. So that's what's gonna make the show different from all the other ones. Everybody else sticks to one specific topic. We're gonna hit on three topics and stuff like that. And then again, going live where you guys get to ask me questions and stuff, and get advice, or you know give your input in on the show, and stuff like that. We're gonna interact with our fan base and everything like that, because you know that's one of the things we were gonna do. We're gonna interact, we're gonna talk, and as the show gets bigger, we're gonna eventually have guests like ask questions while the show is being live streamed or and recorded, and we'll answer your questions right there on the spot. We're gonna do giveaways, whether it's shift squad gear, black gods and goddess gear, or money giveaways. Like if you got Cash App or Zelle, you'll drop your Cash App tag or your Zelle tag, and we'll forever whatever the best question is, and then we'll Zelle you all some money and stuff. Get your bread. Help you get your paper up and everything like that. And so on that note, that's just some of the stuff we're gonna talk about on the Heartbeat Arena podcast. And that was one relationship experience that I had. And man, like I said, I got a lot of stories. And then on top of that, the college experience. Like college was kind of wild, but that'll be for another time. When I eventually go live and stuff like that, talking about the college experience, what I experienced in college, what I've seen in college, and it's like, yeah, you might want to tune in for that one. And so tomorrow I'll be doing another recording and stuff until YouTube finally allows me to go live. And when they do, I'll be dropping a link. I'm gonna drop the link for this video, so make sure you're subscribed to the Heartbeat Arena podcast so you can see the shows and everything. And then we're also gonna be on all the platforms, for podcast listeners, like Spotify. I think it's Apple Music, wherever you listen to your podcast from. We're gonna be on that platform. And again, as we grow and stuff like that, the goal is to get to within 3 months. We want to get to 5,000 subs and get to over like 2,000 views a day, because we're gonna be recording the shows Tuesdays and Thursdays, and depending on how that goes in the year 2024, it could be 3 days out of the week or 4 days out of the week. We'll let you know and stuff like that. And right, it's your boy Trillionaire Chuck. Thanks for listening. I'll be on tomorrow doing another recording. We'll talk about my second relationship experience. So be tuned for that one. This one is gonna be hilarious. All right, y'all.